videos that were aired on Wednesday and Thursday were taken from an interview conducted by TV3 in February 2011. That was some 2 months ago. And I want to show you why again and again we continue to say, whilst UMNO and BN are enemies of the Rakyat, the mainstream media is the worst possible enemy the Rakyat.
Saya tidak terima lagi cerita.
Okay, this is important. He says, saya tidak lagi terima cerita itu. Listen.
Sebab saya rasa mungkin mustahil kot.
Mustahil kot. Anyone who understands Malay language will understand what he means is this. I do not yet accept the veracity of this information because it sounds quite incredible. I no longer accept the story. I think it's quite impossible. It's a distortion of what he said. What he said is, I do not yet believe this story. Why? It sounds incredible. But before that he said siasat, and after that he said siasat. But the media has conveniently dropped both ends of what he said and has then distorted it both on TV and through the print. The suspicion of many right-thinking members of society is that this interview was distorted and aired for the sole purpose of distorting the truth to those in the longhouse in Sarawak who have no access to alternative news. This is the only reason why they have come out with these news reports back to back to feed misinformation to the Rakyat in the longhouses in Sarawak, because there is an election that is due to take place tomorrow. Dato' Sri Najib, if you think the truth is out, some of us do not think so. In response to this, what Dato' Sri Najib has said, in Malaysian Insider, Dato' Sri Anwar has been quoted as saying, RPK statement does not free Najib from Altar Tuya case. Let me say today, unequivocally, MCLM aligns with the statement by Dato' Sri Anwar. You are far from clear with the matter of the death of Altar Tuya. You still carry the baggage of her death. If you go through this entire video clip, you will not find once where Raja Petra says Anwar has lost complete credibility. He has been critical of a failure on the part of the opposition to form the shadow cabinet. He has said this several times in his blog. We have been critical. I have been critical. But let me just point out to you, even as I have criticized the opposition, on Wednesday I flew out to Kuching to go down to lend support to the opposition to campaign to bring about change in Sarawak. Now, this is my point. This is what Raja Petra and the rest of us have been doing. We criticize the opposition because we hope to see improvements. We no longer criticize BN because we take the view BN is beyond change and beyond redemption. Until we kick BN out, this country is going to continue to languish in the state of disrepair that it is in now. So what the mainstream media, what TV3 has done here is to distort a message Raja Petra has sent out. A message he has been writing for a long time. The opposition needs to improve. They have spun it, and you can see from start, Anwar has lost credibility. Now this is a distortion of the message. We too are waiting to be appraised of the full extent of the interview, which I understand is slightly more than 1 hour. What we've seen so far through the news broadcast is only about a little over 10 minutes. So what precisely was also mentioned in the rest of the interview, we still are in the dark.
So he mentioned to you that the interview was conducted on...
In February, yes. Yes, I got that information from Raja Petra this morning. The public have lost faith in our judiciary. Razak Baginda was acquitted. The prosecutor said they would appeal. They have 14 days to appeal. On the last day to appeal, he then announces they've done a U-turn. No appeal. The two who have been convicted, many in the public think these are scapegoats. All right? The truth is this. It may be closed in the Prime Minister's mind. It is not closed in the court of public opinion. And that is the most important, the most relevant court. So, until these issues are resolved, until these burning questions are answered, it is not closed for many of us. The decisions in the courts, in the murder trial, leave us anything but satisfied that justice has been done. It may be closed in the mind of the Prime Minister, it is not closed in the minds of the public. The public still wants to know why these two lowly paid police officers would suddenly, of their own volition, decide to go and blow this woman to smithereens. Who instructed them and why? Those questions remain unanswered. If you look at the video clip, and if you share my point of view that there has been a distorted presentation of his point of view, quite clearly then, it is not in the interest of the government and BN to now say, to call him a liar. A liar in the context of the message that they have skewered. Quite obviously now to spin this story and still call him a liar, it's like the Greeks saying, I am a Greek, I am a liar. Therefore, do you believe that he's a Greek? You can't. They've spun this story and now they've got to lend him credit and say, he's finally telling the truth. The question of coercion never even arose in our brief conversation because I do not believe anyone can coerce this man.
As opposed to what TV3 reported lah, that was
They were saying they desak untuk buat step back. But if you see what RPK said, he doesn't once mention coerce oppression. In fact, he had the comfort of time to check, to get Din Marikan to check with Anwar Ibrahim. He had the comfort of time to get John Pang to check with Tengku Razali. Check what? Not on the veracity of the story, but on the reliability of the informant. So where is the coercion and the pressure? Show me one iota of evidence, and I will move a motion. I will move to have an EGM in MCLM to have him removed. But I do not believe that there is any truth in this. This is wholesale spin doctoring by the UMNO BN cyber troopers. The interview was in February. Soon after that interview, Raja Petra invited Nurul Izzah to Australia. All right, they went on a tour, speaking tour. More importantly, both Raja Petra and Nurul Izzah met with the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Australian government to raise two issues. And this was in March. This was in March, soon after the interview. One, the injustice that is being done to Anwar Ibrahim in the Sodomy 2 trial. They raised these issues with the Australian government. And number two, they raised the issue of the matter of the potentially fraudulent elections in Sarawak and asked for an independent observation team. Now this was after the interview. Now I think if you talk about perception, this must dispel any suggestion that he's on the take. MCLM and its leadership are still on the same path to liberate this nation from an oppressive regime. BN, kuburkan BN.